Hey there, everyone. This is Michael Dougal, your Greater Toronto Area real estate resource. We're going to address the common question that I've been getting from clients. Why are there so many bidding wars taking place in the marketplace today? We have seen an increase of bidding wars taking place, and specifically percentage of properties sold over asking price. Bidding war, that just means that there's more than one offer at the same time. But we're talking about property actually being sold above asking price. So we're looking at the city of Toronto specifically for detached homes. Over here, we can see within the past week, 46% of listings sold over asking, the week prior 50%, and we can see back in December how much the number was lower. And I would say also between like September to December 2023, there weren't as many listings selling above asking price. And that's because of a really important point for you to understand. This is actually what usually happens during the month of January and specifically February, is that what happens in December, people are getting together with their friends, with their family members. They're talking about the following year. They're talking about maybe it's time that they're going to go ahead and purchase. And so we notice in January and February, a lot more buyers come in the market, yet we don't have a lot of listings up for sale. So that's what's happened right now. We have the increase of demand and we have the decreased supply. The number of listings being very low right now, which of course I'll get to it in the next short while. So we can see here, this is the average price for City of Toronto detached sales. But I would say this information here doesn't just speak to the detached market in Toronto. You can say the same thing within all freehold properties. So semi-detached homes, townhouses, detached homes, pretty much across the GTA. So both this year and last year, you can see as per this chart, what happened was around January 12th. Since then, the average price started to increase. And now the average price, yes, it's slightly lower than where we were last year, but that's just the past couple of weeks. And we can see more importantly that the average price did increase around this time of the year last year. And that's what's happening now. So the average price is actually higher, you can say, compared to the past few months. But more importantly, it's the fact that if you price a listing accurately, it should expect to sell for 2 to 3% over asking price. But more importantly, what's happening is a lot of these listings are actually being priced below market value, specifically to foster an environment where you have multiple offers and you have a bidding war taking place. Now, these are the numbers based on January of each of the past 5 years. So back in 2020, only $838,000, 2021, $966. Then from 2021 to 2022, obviously we can see here a rapid increase in price up to 1.242 million, then down 1.037. And in January 2024, the average price was reported at $1,027,000. I would expect that when the numbers are released for February, they're somewhere around maybe $1,060,000, perhaps $1,070,000, really depending on what kind of properties are being sold, because we know the condo market is going to bring that number down. So this data really doesn't tell the whole story. And now I want to draw your attention to this chart here, where we're looking at a month-by-month breakdown of sales, active listings, months of inventory, average price, and days on market. So we can see that the number of sales is still fairly low, although higher than what it was in December. This was January, 4,223. The number of active listings being somewhat similar to December, around 10,000 active listings, although look how high it was back around, you can see September, 18,000, October, 19,000. So this is really what's driving the number of bidding wars that are taking place right now. That in the months of inventory is the lowest number we've seen since we have to go all the way back to June 2023. The lower the months of inventory, the more of a seller's market that it seems to be. And of course, our average price, it was surprising to see the number in January being lower, though as I mentioned, I'm expecting that to increase during the month of February. Let's take a look at specifically where the opportunities might be for buyers and sellers. And we can see here that we compare January 2023 to January 2024. The Mississauga market, they actually experienced the highest price appreciation with almost 14%. So that's quite significant. Whitby up by 2.24%. And then within the majority of cities, you can see it's somewhat stable. Vaughan being down 5.61%. Toronto East, so that's pretty much east of Victoria Park, down by 5.7%. And Richmond Hill down by 7.6%. Perhaps if there was a good time to buy a property, it would be right now. This neat article just came out. The income needed to afford a Toronto home has surprisingly gone down so far this year. And what they're looking at is they're looking at the average price and they're comparing it relative to the average household income needed. And this is a neat chart because we're looking at the average home price and we're looking at the income required across different cities. So Toronto being one of the most expensive, with assuming in December, the average price was around $1,067,000. The household income required was $218,000. However, looking at January 2024, we can see the average price slightly decreased, but not much. And the based on the interest rate, the household income required was only $210,000. What are your thoughts about this interesting market we have in the Greater Toronto area? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Do subscribe if you did find this video informative. And if you are considering buying or selling, call me, as my customers get great service. And if you're a real estate agent looking to elevate your business, whether you're an experienced agent or you're somebody newer to the industry, make sure to reach out to me to learn more about eXp Realty. I thank you for your support, and I look forward to seeing you next time.